Hey everybody, it's Russell Williams along with my wife Julia. We're the owners of Purpose Coffee Company here in Dalhart, Texas, and we wanted to start a video series. We've been getting a lot of questions lately, and so we thought that this would be a great way to start, answer some of those questions, and just tell you a little bit more about us and the company.
Yeah. So no matter how new you are to Purpose Coffee, or if you've been around since the beginning, please don't hesitate to get us any questions you have. I know I had to tell my mom over and over the same answer to the same questions the first 2 years that we were in existence. So, which by the way, Mom, I'm sure you're watching, so hi. So whether your question is how to brew better coffee at home, or a more complex question about our business and how we operate, or the charities that we give to, please let us know whatever questions you have. You can email us, purposecoffeeco@gmail.com, message us on social media, or call the store.
So the most logical place to start off this conversation is, how did this whole thing get started? As many of you know, Julie and I used to live in Washington, D.C. We decided one day that that wasn't the life that we wanted, and so we had the opportunity to come back and farm with my family in Farwell, Texas. And so we picked up and moved from Washington, D.C. to Farwell. And then about 8 months later, we bought a farm in Dalhart. And so we have a family farm operation here in Dalhart. Along with that move, we decided to join a church, and we found a fantastic church here in Dalhart. And we were searching for a way to get involved with the church, and they were really impassioned about missions. And so we thought, we had traveled around the world, various different countries through our career, and so we thought that would be a great way to get involved with the church. And so Julia said, "Hey, Russell, the church is going on a mission trip to Thailand. I've signed us up." And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it was not a question.
No, it wasn't a question. It was more of a demand or a command or whatever it was. But
a honeydew.
It was a honeydew. And so that was our first mission trip with the church, was to Southeast Asia, to Thailand and to Myanmar. And that's kind of where this whole thing started. The company started. I know Julia has a different experience about when she was younger.
Yeah. When I was in high school, my dream was to grow up and have a coffee shop that helped kids. And so when we came to Dalhart and got connected with this church, the pastors there and the missions team had been working on this idea. They'd kind of been mulling it over about importing coffee from Southeast Asia, roasting and selling it here in the U.S., and using the money to support the orphanage that they had helped start. And so when I heard about this project, I jumped all over it, and so I signed us up. And that very next trip is when we went. And so it was driving around in Thailand, talking with John McAdams, the missionary there, that Russell came up with the name for Purpose Coffee. And, we really got to know the ministry there. The organization is called Empower International, and we continue to work with them. And we just really became passionate about the kids that we worked with and the ministry and the work that they were doing. And so we came back to the U.S. on fire, and we wanted to use this new idea of Purpose Coffee to, make an impact in Southeast Asia.
So we got involved with this church, and so after we got back from the mission trip, we were like, okay, what do we do now? And so we started importing coffee directly from Thailand. So the first beans that launched Purpose Coffee were imported from Thailand and roasted in the church. We quickly realized that as a company, we were going to outgrow the church. We started off with one little roaster in a back room. The church helped us remodel for our little roastery. And we had so much help from different people in the church to make it happen. But we quickly realized that we were going to outgrow the church as a facility anyways, and the church was doing some restructuring. And so we decided to look into the community to see if we could find a place to house what we originally intended on being headquarters and a roasting facility.
Yeah, and so, today it's more than just a roasting facility. We have a coffee shop where you can come in and get a latte. And then we have a little gift boutique that has other items that have purpose behind it. But, we get asked pretty often whether we started the company or if the church did. And From our perspective, definitely we were a part of the church and we were part of a team that was passionate about this idea. And so, the company was never for the church, or the funding was never for the church, but it's definitely an outpouring from that church. And so, as we had to incorporate on our own, today Russell and I are the owners of Purpose Coffee, and we own the coffee shop with some friends of ours who are also passionate about the ministry. But we really firmly believe that it is a community organization, and none of this would exist without the support of the community, without that church, without the people all around the country who have ordered coffee and t-shirts and cups and everything else. So yes, we are the owners, but we're just a part of the story.
Yeah, the community here in Delhart has been absolutely fantastic, and we didn't know what this was going to turn into. The growth of the company has been extremely or completely organic. We went from just having a building where we could go and have an office space and roast coffee, to a coffee shop that just offered a few little things, to a coffee shop that had a full menu. We still don't do frappuccinos. We're mulling that over. People keep telling me they want frappuccinos.
Yeah, I've been trying to honeydew that one too, but it hasn't worked yet.
I know. Anyways. But what has started off as an absolutely church-driven, mission-driven, has turned into something that has been out of our control. We've been on the coattails of God, hanging on for dear life. In the middle of harvest season, I'm on the cotton stripper for 10 or 12 hours in a day, and I got to get Christmas orders out. So I get off my 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning shift on the cotton stripper, and I come in here and roast coffee. But it's been absolutely worth it. The work that is being done for the kingdom of God has been absolutely amazing, and that's all due to people out there who support the mission and vision, who like the coffee. Anything that gets me to do some sort of an artistic creation, turning a little waxy bean into this golden brown, yummy, delicate little burst of flavor has been extremely fun for me.
Yeah. All right, well, that is a little bit of information about how we got started. So we won't take up any more of your time today. But if you do have questions, let us know. Thanks, guys.
Bye.